Alright. Hi guys, I hope you guys are able to see me and hear me. Can you guys quickly type in a big yes in the chat box? Are you guys able to see me and hear me? Hi guys. Quickly in the chat box. Okay, thank you so much, Heath. Thank you, Neelvara. Thank you, Nikita. And okay, thank you for the confirmation, Avi. Thank you, Ivy. So I think Ivy is the only one who I interacted with yesterday. Okay, Nikita as well. All right. Okay, Rahul as well. Got it. Come on, we need more and more yeses. I can see there are a lot of people here, but compared to the yeses that I'm getting, I think there are a lot of people who have not said a big yes. It's not just about a yes, guys. It also makes me feel that you guys are ready for the session now. So you guys need to type in a big yes before we move on. Okay, hi Subhash. You guys can also type in a hello in that case. Okay, hi Om Gopal. All right, now I'm able to recognize the people coming from yesterday. And in case this is your first session, that is absolutely fine, guys, because we would be continuing building ChatGPT user interface, and you guys can also view the recordings. I had already shared the recordings on our Discord community. All right, Om Gopal, got it. All right, Rahul, great. Hi, Prosun. All right, guys. A quick question. Have you guys, all of you guys, joined our Discord community? Very important. We have been sharing a lot of important resources, important links on our Discord community. So, if you have joined our Discord community, can you type in a big join in the chat box just the way I have done right now? Okay, hi, Anil. Right. Can you type in a big joint so that I know that you guys are well aware of okay, Moeen, thank you so much for letting me know. Have you joined our Discord community? Extremely important, guys, because otherwise you guys would be missing out on this. Okay, Nikita is saying joined. Got it, Ivy. That is good to know. Hi, Desitti. All right, great, Rahul. That is great to know. In case you guys have not already joined in, would you like me to give you a Discord tour right now? Okay, so Bhash, you're not on Discord. Would you guys, okay, what is this yes for? Now, I would be needing more than yeses in the chat box because otherwise I would be confused. Okay, great, Om Gopal. So, I just wanted to understand, would you like me to give a quick Discord tour and how we can use the Discord community so that you guys can access all the notes and resources, assignment links, recordings, everything? Should I do that? Okay, hi Anand and hi Asit. That is good to see all of you guys here. Okay, guys, let's just do one thing. I'll be giving you a Discord tour, which would take just 2 minutes. But before that, let me tell you what exactly are we going to do today. So, guys, welcome to the day 2 of ChatGPT Ultimate Frontend Bootcamp, where we would be covering the resume building session from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. All right. So, and after that, we would be covering Accio Premier League from 9 o'clock to 9:10. It would take around 10 minutes. And then we would continue building our ChatGPT user interface. Now, a quick question here is, why do you think a resume is important? Why is a resume important? Or more like, why is a good resume important? Why is it important to create a good resume? Anyone? Okay, Gopal is your father's name. I'm so sorry, Om. Okay, I'll call you Om now. Got it. Why do you think, guys, that a good resume is extremely important? Why is it important? All right, Farshana is also saying joined. Ajay Mahato, good evening. I had interacted with you yesterday as well. Okay, Sahana is saying to get first impression. Right. Neelavra is saying first pitch to the company. Correct. What else? Why is it important to build a good resume? Can we have more and more answers? We are quickly moving to our resume building session. So, definitely before that, I would like to understand from you guys, why do we need a good resume in the first place? Why are we building a good resume? Okay, to express our skills in front of the interviewer in the form of a resume. Now that is a very interesting answer, Heath. That is actually correct. Adarsh is saying for shortlisting, which is correct. All right. Asif is saying skills for grab attention. Nikita said, got it. Sahana, to showcase your work. Correct, Sahana. And Anand is saying to get selected for job by interviewer. Correct, Anand. And Heath is saying to express our skills in front of the interviewer in the form of a resume. Correct. I think you just wrote the comment above as well. Resume is our mirror. Right, Om. Okay, to show the skills you have learned and the experiences you gathered. It's a first impression, correct? Because it provides short-term introduction. Okay, Binu, short-term introduction that, okay, introduction in a very quick manner, I believe. That would be a better answer. Okay, to evaluate the participants. Correct. So that is a resume shortlisting process. All right. America News says makes you unique to stand out among other applicants. Correct, America News. Now it is very important that you guys build your resume in a way that helps you stand out from the rest of the crowd. Now, how do you do that? And so basically, like America News mentioned, right, that every single person is basically unique. Every single person has a unique skill set, and it is very important for you guys to showcase your skills and build a good resume, because that would be the very first impression in front of the interviewer or your potential employer. Correct. So if you do not build a good resume, guys, you wouldn't be getting shortlisted for an interview in the first place. Now, the resume basically consists of a lot of elements. Name is mentioned, your educational background is mentioned, your skills should be mentioned along with the projects that you're doing, and ultimately, basically, you need to summarize all of your skills in a way. You basically need to sell your skills through your resume. You need to summarize it in a way that your the employers actually are able to assess your skills, and they're able to assess whether or not you would be the right fit for the kind of job that they're hiring for. Correct. So this is why it's extremely important. It is a one-page info of what we have done yet. Correct. Oh, exactly. Ideally, it should be for 1 to 2 page, not more than that. Right. It's face of our abilities and skills. Absolutely, Bunty. Absolutely. It shows about our potential for a job. Exactly. So resume can mean a lot of things for you guys, but if we actually look at it, if you do not build a good resume, you wouldn't be getting shortlisted. As simple as that. And if you actually want a good job, which who doesn't, you would first have to build a good resume, then clear the interview. So make sure, guys, that you guys are attentive throughout this session, correct? And this chat GPT, user interface that you guys would be building, you guys can mention this cool project in your resume as well. So this is kind of like ek tir se do nishane kind of a thing for you. First of all, you get to build your resume, and then you get to build a project that you can mention in your resume. Correct. So as I promised you guys, okay, single paper of what we have done so long these years. Correct answer. So, guys, I had just promised you that I would be giving you a 2 minute Discord tour. So, here is a Discord tour, and I know that a lot of you guys have not already joined in Discord. So, Discord is extremely important for you guys to stay updated. What I'm doing is I am just sharing with you the link. If you have not joined Discord already, our Discord community, then please do so. If you are joining in through a mobile, it would be required for you guys to join the Discord app as well on your phone. So let me share the link on in the chat box. I have just shared the link in the chat box, and let me also show you how our Discord community looks like. So here is what it looks like. I have just shared my screen. I hope it is visible. Are you guys able to see my screen? I think it should be visible. Great, guys. So I have again shared the link in the chat box, and I think this is visible. So guys, what you're able to see right now is how our Discord community looks like. So let me just give you a quick tour. So basically here on the left hand side, you guys can see there are so many options, right? We have events, we have reception. Under that, we have how to use. So this is basically to help you understand how to use each and every single channel. Then we have the announcements where we announce all of the activities going around, all of the assignments that we have, and all the boot camps that will be conducted. So we do make announcements here, very important. Then we have session links. So I had shared the link to this specific session here as well. So every time we go live, we would be sharing the session links here. And then we have general, where you guys can ask anything. You guys can even interact with our founders. You guys can interact with the support team. And then we have assignment doubts. So if you have any coding related doubts, you guys can ask here. And then we have recordings. So guys, I have already shared the recordings for yesterday's class here. So today at 2:25 p.m. I shared this. Correct. So you guys can view the recordings as well. Then we have notes. So the notes that Avi shared yesterday, I had shared the link for that today at 4:45 p.m. So make sure that you guys are also revising all of the concepts that you are learning. And also we have opened out sessions going on every single day. So you guys can also join this. So you can see the events that are going to be conducted on a daily basis. Here is how you can see the events. So I hope you guys have already joined the Discord community, guys. In case you have not, you guys would be really missing out on that. What is free, Sahana? This Discord community is absolutely free of cost. So of course, this Discord community does not charge you anything. Very important that you guys join the Discord community, because this would help you, clear more and more assignments and ultimately get enrolled into the main batch of AccioJob. So, okay, guys, so this is time for the resume building session now. Over to you, Avi. Thank you so much for being so punctual and such a nice mentor that you guys were also giving these people notes. So, okay, guys, I hope you guys are excited. Can we have a hi for Avi in the chat
Hello,
box?
everyone. Am I audible to everyone as well?
Or welcome back, Avi. Any of it
Okay,
works.
great. Right. So, hello, how is everyone doing? Good? Right. Hi, Nikita. Hi, Sucheta. Hi, Leti. Hi, Ghanshyam. So, I do see a lot of familiar faces, so that's amazing. Right. I'm just going to share my screen as well right away so that you guys can see that too. So do let me know if my screen should come up in a few seconds. But all right, yes. Hello, Binu. Hi, Geet. Hi, Ajay. Right, great. Hi, Shivanand. Hi, Sahana. And okay, so everything is free, Sahana, on this YouTube live, right? Everything from this on this bootcamp, like day one, day two, day three, everything will be free. Even the APL that you guys will be giving, even that is free. So don't worry about anything, right? Everything is free. We just want you to learn and enjoy, right? So okay, all right. So, how many of you guys remember what we did yesterday? So, obviously, yesterday we started off with a really nice introduction, and towards the second half of the class was the class where we talked about our, introduction to HTML, CSS, and basics of how the internet works. And we really dive deep into this entire, how does the internet work? What is a server? What is a DNS? What is a domain name? What are IP addresses? What are developer tools? Only developer tools that I told you to be, very familiar with was VS Code. So I hope all of you guys have downloaded it today, and you guys are all good to go and ready to start coding today, right? And Srinivasul says, please send link. So the link of what? Do you need the link of this Notion? I'll just share it again over here if you guys want. Uh, but I think the Notion will be there in the Discord. So, and the Discord link is just scroll above, you'll find the Discord link as well. Right. But great. So I have okay. So good thing is that I did not really create a new page. We are going to continue in the same page because I feel this way everyone will have the same link, right? And there will be no confusion. So in the very same page itself, we have day one over here, and today's day two will be right below it, right? So there's this divider, and right below it we have day two. Right. I'm good, Amsa. I hope you are nice too. And all right. So if everyone is ready, I will not waste a lot of time and we can just get started with the resume vetting session that I had. So you guys already had a good discussion about what resumes are, why are they important. But something that I would like to personally say is the reason why I find resumes to be very, very, actually, if you think about it, okay, let's say you are an interviewer, right? And let's say you have to take, you are an interviewer, you have a company, and you want to hire, let's say, 10, 20 people out of 100, 200 people, right? So how are you going to do that, right? Are you going to, sit and just, talk to 200 of those people? And there's no way anyone can get to know about anyone in just 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, right? Most of the interviews don't even go for that long if it's just a short interview, right? If it's a detailed one, then definitely, but there are certain short interviews too, right? And there's no way for any person to remember that, oh, this person was good, this person was great, or this person was not so good, right? So the reason why resumes are very important is because what they allow the interviewer or your employer to do is they allow the employer to get to know about you and keep you separate you from the crowd, if that makes sense, right? Sahana says, can you once again demonstrate from start login how to get go through this course? Do you mean log in on our Discord or log in on our platform? Where do you need to log in? Because right now this is on YouTube, right? So you don't need to log in as such. But be specific, Sahana, and we'll definitely get back to you. Anyways, so like I said, imagine that you are an employer, right? So there is no way for you to basically remember, or there's no way for you to differentiate between 200, 300 people. Sometimes the bunch of that people is even more. 200, 300 is way too small a group, right? If a company is a big company, let's say like Google, Amazon, they basically hire thousands and thousands of developers every year, right? Maybe even more, right? So how does a company get to know about you as an individual? And somebody in the chats already mentioned that is through this single sheet of paper, right? The single sheet of paper that we call as a resume, right? So overall, the job of the resume is to not only describe you or what you've gone through over the last 20, 25 years, no matter what your age is, right? At the end of the day, the job of the resume is to actually sell you as a employee, as a person who is very good at what they do, as a person who is reliable, as a person who is going to be an asset to the company than as a liability, right? That is basically the yes, that is basically the main point of a resume, right? Now I will not really bore you about a lot of details of the resume. I'll just go through the important points, right? Now a lot of you guys, like I think even Yash yesterday talked about this, was that since most of you guys will be applying into tech jobs, right? So I'm just going to talk about tech careers right now. And making a tech resume is very, very simple, right? You don't need to do anything fancy, you don't need to do anything extra. Just a simple good format will help you reach will help you basically go a long way, right? There are a lot of websites. I will not really say go to Google Docs or go to Microsoft Word or go to some text editor and then create it from scratch. No, right? The best part about development in general and tech in general is that you get to use other people's resources because all of it is shared on the internet, right? So you need to take leverage on that, right? So there are already so many templates made ready. So what you need to do is, firstly, you can go to any website that you want. For now, just I'm just going to job seeker right now because the UI was very nice, honestly. But honestly, there are a lot of resume builders online, right? If you want to go to Canva, you can go to Canva. There are some resume templates on Google Doc as well. There are a lot of resume templates, right? There are a lot of resume builders nowadays. There are, I think, I have seen a few reels on the internet about resume builder AIs as well. So I don't know how good of a thing that is, or is it free or not, right? But I shall definitely do some research on it. But right, there are a lot of tools, right? The tool is not the issue. The issue is what you put inside of it. I can guarantee you that over here, let's say I just wrote resume builders on the internet. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the list keeps on going on and on, right? There is no way that there are so many resume builders, and when there is so many things, when you search for some website and there are so many competitors, all of them are doing more or less the same thing. I will not lie to you, right? That is how all of them are surviving. Maybe somebody has free extra things, somebody's UI is better, somebody's UX is better. At the end of the day, the resume that all of them will be creating is the same, right? The template is something that is going to be very stable, and that is how it should be, right? Rather than you guys trying to build something totally different, I would say stick to the flow. And I'll tell you why that is important, right? There are two basically ways through which companies evaluate your resumes. Sometimes companies generally use AI tools, or the companies use code to go through resumes. They search for keywords. That is something we'll be talking about in the second half of this entire series. uh, but in general, even if it was a human would really appreciate you going standard by standard, right? Name at top. what are you applying for, your email, your phone number, your address, your LinkedIn ID, maybe your other socials, right? Your qualities, your a single line description, right? We'll be going through all of those in detail. But if you think about it logically speaking, wouldn't it make sense? Let's say you are the person who has been given the responsibility to go through 200, 300 resumes, and you have what, less than a week. They usually, companies come to a certain group of people to get them for a few days, right? So let's say you have a few days, and within, not even a few days, within, let's say, 2 3 days, you have to evaluate 200, 300, maybe more resumes, and you're just a single person, or you just have a single team of, let's say, 4 5 people, right? Wouldn't you guys really appreciate people who have a good resume? And what does a good resume mean? A staple, standard, nice resume. Resumes are something that has been going around for last 200, 300 years, since before even corporate life started, right? The other day I was watching this show, and in that show, it's based on 1800, 1900s, I think. And even in that show, that person was applying for a job, and that person was like, I have brought my letter of recommendation and I've brought my resume, right? So this is a concept which is dating so back that the more staple of approach you have, the better, right? Nobody wants something out of the box, that, oh, somebody who has the most different resume. No, the content inside matters, the looks do not matter. In fact, I would suggest you guys something. Since you guys are not applying for any, if you guys are applying for design oriented, then go for a very nice, very well designed resume, I believe. And I may be wrong in this. Like I said, I have never given any design interviews, nor do I have any expertise, but it's just a guess. But I can definitely tell you about tech. Go for the most simple resume, right? I can understand that you guys will think that, oh, it's 2023, maybe, corporate, or maybe companies allow some colors. That's fine. They will not definitely reject you, but have something like this then, right? This one, personally, out of the this entire array, this one, the one that I'm hovering over, right? This one, and this one, these seem to me the most clean and minimalistic. Honestly, even if you have a black and white, nobody's going to reject you saying that, oh, they just have a black and white resume, right? But let's be real. But having a good professional resume is something which is needed, right? A resume that you can send in startups, in good companies, in old companies, because you do not know the interviewer's age. The interviewer could be as young as, maybe some years older to us, right? Maybe they are a millennial, right? Or maybe the interviewer could be older than millennials, or maybe the interviewer could be very, very old, 50, 60 years old, right? So you have no clue who's going to go through your resume. You have no clue what kind of a person is going to go through your resume. So always have a good, staple, simple resume. That was just for the looks. If everyone is sorted on the looks, and like I said, I will not refer any website, because all the websites are the same. I have personally gone through a lot of them. They are all the same. All they're going to do is they're going to give you a sheet, and they're going to have to, you are the person who's going to have to enter your details at the end of the day, right? Anyways, so if everyone is good on the looks part, we can talk about the inside of the resume. And please do let me know if whatever I said was logical or not. If you guys think about it logically, then definitely do so. And you two want to know how many of you got a job through AccioJob? I think all of you guys are beginners over here, but as of right now, I can definitely raise my hand, right? So, anyways, but all right. So I will definitely have to save one because I did. But anyways, right. So okay, is everyone good with the overall format, or overall the looks? We'll talk about the format now and the things that you need to put inside your resume, but the looks part, because that is the first step, right? I don't. There are a lot of flashy resumes, a lot of very colorful, a lot of designs, a lot of graphics. Keep it simple. Keep your life simple, right? Is this good to go? Then we can definitely go ahead. What do you guys think? And let's keep the session interactive, because yesterday it was interactive, right, guys? So I do see a lot of familiar faces as well. I think Shivansh was there, Ajay was definitely there, right? Is Lenin here? I forgot. Buddies something was their name, right? In the beginning, I also saw Nikita was yesterday's, Ivy is yesterday's, right? One of the first people to comment today was Nilavra was one of the most active students yesterday, right? So good job on that. Really appreciate your enthusiasm. All right. So now let's talk about the content. What is the content that is supposed to go, right? So I have already provided you guys with a look over here. Also, if you read, also do let me know if you guys are reading. The batteries also here. Thank you. Siva is also here. Good job, guys. And all right, do let me know that are these notes useful, or am I just boring you guys, right? Because I understand there are a lot of text heavy, but still. Anyways, so let's talk about the format and the structure, right? Keep it concise, limit your resume to 1 or 2 pages. Okay, so this is actually something which is a very controversial topics. Some personally, I am from triple IT. My college has personally asked every student to make a 2 page resume, and that is what they have defined. But I don't really am aware of any other college or any other companies who get students placed who tell a student to have a 2 page resume. It's always a 1 page resume, and 1 page will never hurt you, 2 pages will hurt you, right? But like I said, there are certain institutions like mine, I triple IT Delhi, right, where 2 pages are allowed, but there are certain rules and regulations. So always go through those rules and regulations before making a 1 page or a 2 page. But 1 page is the safest choice, right? I will definitely suggest all of you to make 1 page, unless you guys are a part of an institution or you guys are a part of some other website who's getting people placed, right, who say 2 pages, right? There are certain companies who demand for 2 pages as well. It's all given by the companies too. So do read all of the companies which come, or all of the companies that you're applying to, all of the referrals. Do read their instructions. If their instructions allow, then go for 2. Otherwise, 1 is staple worldwide, right? One is the thing that I will suggest. So take my word on it. One is the best thing. Anyways, then like I said, clean and professional design. We talked about this, and now let's talk about the sections that need to be there. Right? There needs to be certain sections which are staple. Right? Personal information. What does personal information contain? Personal information contains starting from your name. Okay, have a look at this: name, email, phone number, address, right? These four things are the most stable personal information, and the LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is the fifth one, right? We'll talk about portfolios as well and what a portfolio is in just a second. But before that, these four personal details, five personal details are the most important. I'll just share the link again for the notes, right? Somebody is asking for it. Anis, here you go, right? But anyways, like I said, these are the most important personal details, and these are also very important because, like I said, companies nowadays use code to filter out, right? If the company's job is, let's say, in Bangalore or in some other state, right, and the company is not really going to provide for your stay, there are certain companies, I think there are certain big MNCs which do provide for or do accommodate officials or employees. But there are certain companies that don't. Obviously, every company does not have that kind of money to take care of every each and every employee's where they're going to stay. So let's say if you are not from the state, they might want to filter it, and there's nothing that you can do about it, right? Honestly saying, there is cutthroat competition. There are things that are not even in your control that companies are just going to cut off, right? So your address definitely matters, where you stay matters, right? In the sense, the state, right, the overall geographical state matters. Phone number to contact you if you get a job. If you don't put a phone number, imagine getting a job and not getting contacted. Email address, definitely, it is very important to check your emails regularly so that you don't miss any updates. And LinkedIn, right? Now, why have this is one thing that has changed in the format since LinkedIn came. And LinkedIn, obviously, everybody knows about LinkedIn. Having a good LinkedIn profile is a part of having a great resume, right? And definitely, there are a lot of YouTube videos on that as well. And I think everyone is aware of what LinkedIn is. LinkedIn is a profile where you guys can definitely get jobs. You guys can get, you guys can apply for jobs. You guys can see what other people are doing. I think, let me have a look. Ajay, is this the same Ajay um, that I'm seeing? Where did Ajay go? Ajay, if you're still here, do let me know if this is you. Because over here, somebody. No, never mind. It's probably not. It's Ajay Mahato. I'm so sorry. I thought this was you, Ajay. But never mind. Okay. This would have been pretty cool that, if the Ajay that is watching this live is also over here on my also. Anyways, so the main point being LinkedIn. First, tell me how many of you guys are aware of what LinkedIn is? It was a startup a few days ago. Now it's a full-fledged big company that a lot of companies rely on to get knowledge about their employees, right? So at the end of the day, something that LinkedIn has been successful is LinkedIn has, hi, bright buddies, I was looking for you. But something that LinkedIn does is that it allows you to add all of your information, and based on the kind of content that you interact with, based on your experience, based on your education, on your certificates, on your skills, See, at the end of the day, LinkedIn is not one page, right? In a resume, you just have an A4 size sheet in which you can fill in X amount of data. But LinkedIn, you can create and expand your profile as much as you want to, as many as you things you want to. Maybe your posts, your interests, everything is taken into consideration nowadays. And if you are thinking that maybe not having a good LinkedIn uh, will not affect you or will affect you, it definitely has a role. I will not say 100% role, but it will definitely have a role, right? So because, and this is something that companies actually look at once you clear some rounds. To be honest, obviously they're not going to go through every person's LinkedIn, but it definitely does help, right? All of your exams, test scores, whatever you've given, they're all very, very important. Anyways, the reason why this is important is because it tells your entire history. Resume also tells your history, but this, obviously, it has a lot of more parameters. It has a lot of more things. It has your interactions. It has your interests, right? You can see everything, right? Anyways, so let's talk about LinkedIn is also done, and now we'll talk about portfolio. So what is portfolio, and why does it come inside personal details? Every developer, personally, even designers make portfolios, even architects make portfolios, even I think lawyers have also started making portfolios. So at the end of the day, every every professional nowadays has a portfolio. And what is a portfolio? Portfolio is, I would say, just a website or just a link that people can go and refer to get to know about your work, get to contact you, a lot of things, right? I personally have made my own portfolio. It is on aviversus.com. If you guys want to visit it, you can. This is something, this was one of my first React projects. So don't be really hard on me, because I think in tablet view, this does not look the best, right? Uh, but anyways, so in tablet view, it definitely breaks, but in the mobile view, it looks good, right? So don't go too harsh on me. I tried my best. This was, I think, 3 4 years ago when I made this. But right, this is my portfolio, like I said. And there are a lot of cool things that I did try to implement. Like if you click on this X red icon, it goes away, right? There's this chat icon, there's this thing which changes, right? Then over here you guys can drag this and not. So a lot of cool fun elements that I personally tried. A lot of my personal projects that I've worked on, you click on them, right? You can maybe expand them, reduce them, get rid of them, right? Anyways, so what does a portfolio do? A portfolio allows you to sell yourself and sell your work and just share a lot of experiences. Because something that you will realize is, in a resume, I have personally made a lot of projects, and this is not even updated. There are probably more projects that I have, but in a resume I can only put 2 or 3 max. 3 is the maximum project that you can put, right? Every resume should include projects, and we'll talk about that as well, right? So you can put an X amount of two projects, but in a in a portfolio you can put a lot of projects, right? You can put not just your technical skills, you can put other skills. Like for a good while I was into video and audio editing, I was into social media, I was into making AI filters, professional writing. These are all things that I did, right? But as a developer, do these skills matter? No. But as a person, as a professional, they do matter. It means that, I have other skills too, right? So a portfolio will allow you to sell yourself in all different categories. Because resumes, something that, okay, so something that you should know is, even your resumes that when you build, you need to cater your resume according to company and to job profile. Obviously, if you're applying as a front end developer, your resume should be different. If you're applying as a back end developer, your resume will be different. If you're applying as a you know someone who is into DSA and someone who's into data analytics, all of those resumes will be different. Obviously, right? That makes sense. If you're applying as a developer, the person really does not care about your editing skills, video editing skills. But if you're applying, let's say, as a video editor or as a social media marketing person, then definitely your video editing skills, your audio editing skills, how good you are in social media, all of those matter, right? Anyways, so over here, this is the second point: tailor your resume according to the tech role that you have. Add relevant experience, right? So now this is the second thing that we're going to talk about. Obviously, there's going to be a summary, education, work experience, all of these we are coming now, right? So overall, what we talked about was the personal details. So is the personal details clear to everyone? I don't need to dive deeper into this. I think very simple, right? Personal details are important so that the person can contact you, so that you can sell yourself, so that you can show more of your work, so that you can show your LinkedIn, so that the person can see where you live, obviously, right? And a lot of things. Correct? If this is good to go, we can move ahead. What do you guys think? Shall we move ahead? Personal details, good to go. A very small, something that we need to take care of, right? Great. Thank you, Ivy, for being this interactive. And Ivy says, can you share your LinkedIn profile? Uh, Definitely. You guys can just search my name and you will get my LinkedIn, right? So don't worry about that. But okay. So, all right, let's go ahead now. So now the next thing that you see, and something that you see is okay. By the way, it is also a good convention to have your name at the very top, right? With the particular job profile that you're applying to, or with your previous experience, right? Just a single one line telling that this is what you are. You can also be a student, so don't worry about that, right? If you're a student, let it be, or maybe say applying for software engineer or applying for a developer, right? Just a single line to tell overall what you are here for, right? So companies will see your name, a professional will see your name, and they will see your profile. They will see why you have come to them, right? That is also important, right? Anyways, talking about this now, profile. Now you need to give a summary about yourself and what you want to do, and a lot of other things, right? So this profile is just, this is also too big, by the way. Me personally, something that I'll tell you is I have done mock interviews at AccioJob when I first started working with AccioJob. So I used to take mock interviews. Mock interviews is this thing that, in different courses there it is there. So we basically prepare students for different interviews, right? So we take their mock interviews. Now in their mock interviews, as an interviewer, it is my job to personally go through the student's resume, right? So I ask the student to either share it or screen share your resume, right? They show me the resume, and this is the first thing, after obviously their name and personal details, this is the first thing that I read. What does this mean? This is like a short introduction about you. It is like saying that, hi, I'm Avi Vashisht, and this is the job that I'm applying to. This is, I have so many years of experience. I've also done this, I've also done that, and I would be the reason as to why I want to work at your company, or the reason as to why I would want to work as a software developer, right, or as a web developer, right? So basically, this is a short introduction. It is a combination of everything. Don't think it's just an introduction. Don't think it's just somewhere where you will boast about your experience, or where you will boast about your what all things you have done, right, or what all skills you have, right? It is a mix of everything. You have to sell yourself via resumes. You have to sell to the employer that, hey, pick me out of the rest 500 students, pick me out of the rest 300,000 students, because I am an asset. I'm not a liability. When I come to your company will flourish because of me, right? I will be genuinely an asset. I will work hard. I will do a lot of things, right? Here is my experience. Here are the things that I've done. Maybe you've won some awards. Maybe you guys have done certain things, right? Put all of that. This is the paragraph where you're selling yourself. And something that you need to know is, in this paragraph, you need to use keywords that AI tools are looking for, right? There are certain keywords, right? There are certain keywords that need to be there in your resume, because your resumes, by the way, your resumes get sorted. When there are a lot of companies, what companies do is they sort your resumes. How do they sort? They filter out based on these keywords, right? Based on generally these keywords. Mentor, train, negotiated, increased, all of these little things, right? Profited, all of these buzzwords or these keywords. Guided, what does guided mean? You could probably say, like, as an instructor, I can say I guided, let's say, there are 48 people watching today. Around, there were 80 when it started. There were, I think, 100 200 yesterday. So I can say I have guided 250 plus students on how to make ChatGPT, right? So when I use that keyword guided, it will help the algorithm, it will help whatever the sorting algorithm the company is using to pick me, right? Diversified, I'm a diversified developer, right? I have coordinated so many events. I helped my company grow. I have improved so and so, right? Maximized profits for my company if you're into business, right? I have planned certain code architectures. I have, resolved a lot of bugs. I have reduced redundancies in code, right? Basically, you need to sell yourself, and you need to use these keywords to sell yourself. These keywords need to be there in your resume, and the reason for that is because companies filter out on these words, right? Again, cutthroat competition, you have to do these tricks, right? Trust me, you have to use these words like empathy, like you know uh, you're empathetic towards your coworkers. There are certain soft skills as well that are important. We're coming to that, right? So your introduction is something over here, right? So see, The summary or objective is basically write a compelling summary slash objective statement, provide a concise overview of your experience, skills, and career goals. Right? Why do you want to join this company? I want to be the best developer, or I want to be, I want to apply for this SDE job, or I want to apply for this job. Right? Tailor it to specific role. And by the way, right, since we are living in 2023, I would definitely recommend you guys to collect all of your information, give all of that information to ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT to write a resume for yourself. Right? Tell ChatGPT that, hey, I am, let's say I'm a 21-year-old developer. I've done my education from this school. I have made so many projects. I know so many tech stacks. Just give a whole paragraph about you to ChatGPT, and then copy this line and tell ChatGPT to write this. Right? If it writes more than 2 3 lines, ask it to just write 2 3 lines. Right? There is a certain word limit as well, but 2 3 lines is the best thing to do. Over here, personally, this is a lot. Nobody's going to read this much. Right? This is also a lot. 2 3 lines should be it. Right? Maybe this we can allow 4 5 lines, but 2 3 lines, no one has for some reason written 2 3 lines. But I would definitely recommend you guys to go for 2 3 lines, and that's it. All right, something like this, a short, nice description about yourself. Right? Is this making sense, guys? What do you guys think? Am I amazing making sense? So Kedar says, I am a fresher. How many projects will I put in resume? So Kedar, we'll come to projects. Don't worry, we're almost there. Right? We're generally almost there. Okay. So are we good to go, guys? So far, is this clear? So what we have covered is tailoring, we have covered LinkedIn, we have covered the format and everything. Now we're coming to the summary, right? So this summary, you guys should use ChatGPT. I will not shy away. I will not tell you to don't do that. Do it because your competition is doing it, right? I'm not saying that you guys cannot write a good summary for yourself, but you need to do whatever the competitors are doing. It is cutthroat competition, no lies there, right? Okay. Now, education. Obviously, you need to tell your education background. You need to tell your, I think, 10th grade, 10th board marks, 12th board marks, college marks, and if you've done a master's, then your master's. These four things are important. 10th board marks are something that companies do overlook sometimes. Again, it will be given in the company's whatever email that they provide you, right? It will be given to you guys. Okay. Anyways, so education, I don't need to spend a lot of time. Tell about your degrees, tell about the okay, by the way, you also need to tell about the national level exams that you've given. Like I personally, as an engineer, have given JE mains and JE advanced. Right? You need to smart about your marks. I in my resume, I've nowhere mentioned my JE advanced marks because I obviously did not get good marks, but I did give my JE mains and I got a decent score, so I did put it there. Right? Be smart about your whatever information you're putting. If there is something that you can avoid, please avoid it. I'm not saying avoid your 12th grade marks; those are very important. 10th grade marks are very very important as well. You need to put all of those things there, right? My degree hasn't ended, so I haven't put my CGP over here. But right, those things are important, and I'll also tell you why they are important. There are a lot of memes on as to why that oh, one sheet of paper cannot decide my future. There are a lot of memes on that. I think all of us have seen those memes growing up. But as an employer, you will always trust a person who has high marks, who has above, let's say if it's boards, above 90%, right? Above 85%. If you are in college, always someone who has more than 7, 8 GPA, right? And I will tell you why that is important. Because as an employer, as somebody who you are giving a job to, you want to know if that person does hard work or not, right? You want to know if that person has been given a task, will they do it or not, right? As students, when we were in college, when we were in school, what was our only job? To just get good marks, right? I know this is a very messed up system, but it is the system that we are living in, right? So why marks are important is because it gives a sort of trust to your interviewer. The interviewer will know that, oh, this person does a lot of hard work. They've got good marks. That means it is equivalent to doing a lot of hard work. That means they do what they want to do. They get the job done. They get the task done. And as an employer, that is the best thing that I can look for in any employee. That if I give this person a task, no matter how difficult of a task it is, will that person do that task or not? And that is what is the most important value of an employee as an employer. And if you think about it yourself, you would also want someone who has good marks, because good marks means they work, they do hard work, they listen to their people above them, right? They listen to teachers, they listen to professionals who are experienced than them, right? And I understand that there is a lot of controversy on this topic, as well, a lot of memes, a lot of social media stuff that is there, but it is what it is, right? We all need to be realistic, and good marks will definitely mean that that person can be trusted, that person can get the job done, right? So put your marks as well in your education. Okay, right? Then work experience. All right, a lot of you guys are beginners, so work experience is something that is relative. If you guys have it, put it there. Again, I think even for work experience, your top two latest work experiences are needed, right? If let's say I've worked at 10 companies, I don't need to tell 10 companies, just two, the latest two is needed, right? But most of you guys don't have a work experience, that's why obviously you guys are, taking this boot camp. I understand that. So we can, if you don't have work experience, this thing will be taken care by projects. Okay, so now what are the projects? We'll come to skills as well, but before skills I want to talk about projects, right? Now that you guys are starting with development, you guys are going to make projects. I hope the first project that you end up making with me is the ChatGPT clone, which is very important, which sounds very cool as well. So there is a format. Two projects are the standard, three is stretching it a little, but if you have three good projects, definitely put three. If you have just two, put two. Two is minimum, three is maximum. Don't put more than three. And the reason for that is, if you have put a lot of projects, that means your projects, that just means that what will the interviewer ask you about, right? There are so many things. The interviewers want to know what is your two best projects or three best projects. And when you have three projects, the goal is to have two big projects and one small project. I would personally count ChatGPT as a very small project. As you guys can tell, we are going to make it in 2-3 hours now, right? We'll start today and tomorrow we'll do it. We'll finish it. So in this 2-3 hours, we'll make ChatGPT. So again, it's relatively a small, but as you learn more and more in tech, you guys will make more and more projects. The projects are the main thing in which the interviewer is going to ask you questions about. The interviewer is not going to ask you questions about, oh, how was your 10th class boards? Oh, how did you study in 12th? Oh, did you take physics or not? The interviewer is not going to ask you those things, right? Let's be real. If you have projects, the interviewer will ask you, why did you make this project? What was the reason behind it? Do you want to expand it? Do you want to, expand the project, maybe make it into a startup? We talked about this, right? Yesterday, Facebook was just a project. Now it is the world's biggest social media company, right? So it's always going to be such small things which turn into big things, right? So projects are very, very important. And what are open source contributions? There are a lot of open source hackathons, a lot of summits that happen right now. Don't, if you are not aware of open source, it's completely fine. Projects just means something that you have personally coded, right? There are a lot of YouTube tutorials. Watch those YouTube tutorials. We at AccioJobs itself, like I showed you guys yesterday only, our YouTube channel has a lot of projects. You guys can watch those videos, make those projects with us, right? And that ways you guys will be able to have a lot of projects that you can put in your resume. So this is the playlist that is there, project building workshops, right? It's a playlist, and there are a lot of projects that we have built over here. So yesterday also I suggested this, today also I suggested this. So please do have a look at these. Make 2-3 best projects that you feel. There is no discrimination. Whatever you want to build with us, right? And add those projects in your resumes. Okay, so if the projects is also done, let's just talk about the skills, right? And additional tips, and then we will have the APL. I will not waste a lot of your time, right? Then let's talk about your skills. There are two types of skills, technical and soft. And before I talk about skills, let's just say hi to everyone in the chats. Everyone, I just want to know if you guys are still here, if I'm making sense, if you're still enjoying, if you haven't slept or not. Even if you're texting your friends, do let me know that that sir, I'm texting my friends, I'm sorry or something. But yeah, let's just keep the chats active, right? Shubash says, sorry I came late. No need to say sorry, Shubash. Just watch the video. It's going to be on this YouTube channel only. You can just watch it after the class ends. Nikita says, hi Nikita, I'm glad that you are not sleeping by now. Ivy says yes. Om says, I'm enjoying. Shivan says, yes, you're making sense, I'm still interested. Thank you, Shivanand. And oh, by the way, how many of you guys are having dinner as well? Do let me know, because I had to have an early dinner today because of this session. Because obviously it's 8 p.m. We started at 8. So please do let me know if you guys are eating something really nice. If somebody's eating something really good, personally. So I would really love to know if you guys are having good food. If somebody's having something nice and tasty like dal makhni, that's personally my favorite North Indian food. Something else, right? That would be really fun too, right? Prasun says, "Can I add final year?" Yes, you should. Even Prasun, I am personally going to add my college projects that I have also over here. I haven't. I'm aware of them. I think there is a section in LinkedIn also over here. Um, let's see. There is definitely a section where we can add projects, right? Hmm. Let's see. Somewhere it is there. I know. We'll have to see that. Anyways, somewhere over here also you're supposed to add projects, right? Ankit is having chole bhature, Shivanant is having biryani, right? Oh wow, you guys are having a lot of food, good food. I'm really proud of you guys. Good, good. Anyways, so all right, let's talk about skills. Ankit, everyone is jealous of you. Shivanand, I am very jealous of you as well for having biryani and chole bhature. Wow. Anyways, so skills. So let's talk about skills. There are two types of skills, technical and soft skills. Both are very, very important, right? And the reason why they're important is again because they will tell the interviewer if you're fit for the job or not, right? So you can list in your technical skills, list the kind of programming languages that you've worked with. You guys, after this bootcamp ends, feel free to add HTML, CSS there without hesitation. I promise you, you can add those in your technical skills, right? If there are certain databases, like there are a lot of things, right? I don't want to go into the depths of these things. If you guys know about it, good for you. But eventually, since you are just starting your journey, there will be times where you will be introduced to this and do add them. Operating systems. Linux is an operating system that a lot of companies do appreciate a student knowing, especially a tech student knowing, because a lot of companies have Linux systems where they would want a developer to work in, right? Other than that, technical proficiencies like GitHub, by the way, is a good technical proficiency, or a version control system that you can put. Let me see all the languages and technical skills that I have put. I myself have forgotten. Mm, let's see. Okay, these are not the skills that we would want. Tool and technologies. I've just put PHP in my SQL. That is different. Android development is there. Okay. Let's see. I had a section where I'd put JavaScript and all of those things as well. Over here, I've put DBMS, DSA, a lot of things. But there should be a section for that as well. This is strange. Anyways, these are the skills. Where did this? There's a language section as well. Anyways, it is there in my portfolio. So I have one over here. Languages: the C, C++, Java, Python, JavaScript. Others includes Unity, Shopify Dev, Wix Corpus Dev. Backend is Django, PHP, Firebase. I can even add, I think, Tour Express also, and Node.js also now. But anyways, app dev is native, Android dev, Flutter. I can add React Native now. Front end is React, Nest.js, Bootstrap, right? HTML, obviously. If you know React, you know HTML. So, anyways, so you need to add a lot of technical skills as well. And now I shall talk to you guys about the soft skills. And oh, by the way, like I said, there are these buzzwords for these technical skills as well. I think I did so see those over here. Look at this: coding, data analysis, security monitoring, front end development, back end development, all of these things, right? Even though these are not skills technically, these are somewhere you need to put those. But anyways, now let's have a look at these soft skills, right? So like I said, there are two types of skills. There's technical skills and then there are soft skills. Why are soft skills needed? Since you guys will be working at an enterprise or at a company where there will be more people other than you need to be very good with people. You need to have good communication skills. You need to be a teamwork or a team player. You need to have problem solving, right? Like I said, be an asset to the company and the company will hire you. If they feel that you are a liability, they will not hire you, right? Nobody wants a liability, and that is the sad part. Nobody wants, like I said, cutthroat competition. Nobody wants to teach you anything. They want you to already have the knowledge, right? So leverage it. If you guys have done certain school competitions, let's say I personally was a good speaker at school, so I mentioned that I have good communication skills. I have done a lot of speaking, public speaking as well. Even this live session counts, right? Teamwork, if you have worked as a team leader, that is also something that is very, if you were in the school council, if you're in college, if you've done some, college, what are those things, college communities, if you've worked with them, teamwork is there. Problem solving, if you've done hackathons, a lot of things. The reason why I'm saying this is because interviewers can question you, right? Let's say I am someone who is not a problem solver, but I just put it there that everybody puts it. Let me also put problem solver. Your interviewer will ask you that, hey, you've put that your soft skill is problem solving. Give me an example as to how are you or how good of a problem solver you are, right? So what will you say? You need to have good backup on these skills as well. You need to have good backup in the sense, if I say communication abilities, right, the interviewer can be very rude and ask, what kind of communication abilities do you have? You talk at home, that is what your communication skill is, right? You need to say that, no, I've done public speaking, I've done a lot of live sessions, I've done this, I've done that. You need to have a backup, you need to back these skills as well. Cutthroat competition at any point in your resume, an interviewer will pick up that particular thing and grill you over it, right? So your skills need to be there, and for skills, use these keywords again. Loyalty. What does loyalty mean? I personally have been working at Accio for the last almost a year now, right? A lot of people, what they do is they keep hopping from one job to the next within months, 2 months, 3 months, right? That is something that means that they are just hopping from one company to another, to another, to another. And lately, corporate has started to reject these kind of people. The reason for that is they're not loyal. You need to be loyal to the brand that you are working with. You need to be genuinely loyal, right? And like I said, Accio is one of my first working experience, right? So anyways, similarly, you need to have a lot of active listening, critical thinking, right? Critical thinking can be, if you guys are taking part in a lot of competitions which require you guys to constantly think with solutions, to come up with problems, hackathons, right? Teamwork. So is this making sense to you guys? Why soft skills are important too? What do you guys think? Am I making sense? Great, great. So that was particularly it with the soft skills. Like I said, I just want to give you an overview. Google it, ChatGPT it. I want you guys to hit and try. I want you guys to use the resources that you have. And honestly speaking, every company, every website will end up making the same resume. It is the content that you put. Get the content from ChatGPT, get it from different resources. Look at such, there are a lot of, what do you say, a lot of blogs on what are the do's and don'ts of resumes, also, by the way. Do's and don'ts of tech resumes. Do's and don'ts of writing a tech resume, 42 resume do's and don'ts, videos, 12 best resume do's and don'ts in 2023, right? All of these are the same thing. Personally, I've gone through them and I know they are the same thing. But do read them. And why should you read them? Because your competition is reading these, right? So, like I said, you need to do whatever your competition is and you need to do more. So, where will we get the edge? By being smart about the content that we're putting, by using these keywords, by making sure that be it a person evaluating your resume, be it a piece of code, be it an AI, be it a language model, whatever is evaluating your resume, they should put your resume at the top other than the rest 500, 600,000 people, right? That is the goal. Okay. So other than that, put certificates. Like I said, in your LinkedIn, definitely put certificates, Udemy certificates. I think this bootcamp will also give you a certificate towards the end. I'm not sure. I will have to confirm it. But the other live sessions that we do every Sunday, they definitely give you certificates. Put those certificates, right? If you have trained under somebody, trained inside a company, right? Get those certificates from them, get emails from them, attach them as well. Not in your resumes. This is strictly for your LinkedIn, right? Certifications, you, if you get certain space, then definitely, right? I think there are certain templates which have that, so go for it, right? Other than that, additional tips, I have gone through everything. Make sure that you use tools like Grammarly. There are AI tools, there is ChatGPT. Whatever you're writing, make proofread it via ChatGPT. Make sure it is grammatically correct. Be honest and accurate. Like I said, at any point in time, an interviewer will pick you up and pick something from your resume and say as to why did you write this, what kind of right do you have to write this, right? Then again, action verbs, pick from the blogs that I showed you guys. And other than that, you guys are done, right? So you guys are one step closer to getting a good job now because your resume is sorted. What do you guys think? Are we good to go? Did I do justice to this topic? Did I help you guys? Right? Don't worry about the how, a lot of hows, but yes. No, no. Komal says certificate for tomorrow's quiz app. Do you mean Sunday's quiz app, Komal? The form was floated towards the end of that live session, right? I took a quiz app session this Sunday, so I think that is when what is Komal is talking about. But great, Om Gopal says you're great, and I think Om is having khichdi, so that is something which is healthy. So good job, Om, for having something healthy. Chole bhature and biryani may not be that healthy, but it is definitely tasty, right? But again, kudos to you for having something healthy. Okay, so let's have the APL then. It's exactly 9 p.m. So shall we have the APL? What do you guys think? Just a second. Let me text and let's have the APL. Okay. So any doubts till then? If you guys have any doubts, do ask me, and I shall answer those. And till then, let's just get ready for the APL. So Bright Buddies is still here today. Let's see. Okay. So we would definitely want somebody else to win, but Bright Buddies, let's see if you can hold your position. So Shivanand says, what is an APN? Not an APN, APL, and I think you can
Okay,
be
so I
over it.
can take this up as well. So Shivnath, APL is basically Accio Premier League. Um, All right, right. So APL is basically Accio Premier League, and this would be held on a daily basis. It was held yesterday. It would be held today, and this is the time for it. And it would be held tomorrow as well. In the final session, we would simply be completing our ChatGPT project, right? So Shivnath is already excited, right, Shivnath? So now you know what it is, correct? Great, Ajay. Thank you for letting us know that you are already ready for APL. What about the rest of you guys? Can I have a big ready in the chat box? I want some hype before we start with this fun quiz. And also kudos, guys, because all of you guys have already gotten 10 points for joining this session today. And you would be having 10 more points if you participate in the APL. Great, guys. Great, great, great. So that is really good. That is really good to know. I'll just ready for the coding part, right? Oh, got it. We'll check if you're ready for the coding part or not. Just allow me a moment. Let me just share with you the screen, and here it is. And let me just share with you guys the link as well. So thank you, Om, for letting us know. And here is the link, guys. Make sure that you're joining in. Very important. Okay. Hi, Ajay. I had said hi in the very beginning as well. Okay, let's just see how many people do we have here right now. We have 4 people right now, and we can have so many more people. We can have 10x more people, to be very honest. Okay, people are quickly joining in. I am sharing the link once again in case you have missed this. It is in the chat box, guys. Make sure you're joining in very quickly. 12 people have joined in. Can we have more people? Come on, it won't be that hard. It's a fun quiz after all. Okay. All right, shall we start? We have, how many people do we have now? We have 20 people, guys. We can have at least 40 people. Can we? We have 43 people joined in. Can we have at least 40 people here? Okay, guys, let me just give you a countdown till 10 because we are losing out on time. We cannot be waiting forever. So I have shared the link one last time. Make sure you're joining in. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we are. We are starting the very first question. Okay, we have, how many players do we have ready right now? We had 23 players who had joined in. Okay. So, right. Make sure all of you guys are joining in. We are starting the very first question. Answer fast to get more points. And Which of the tech browsers retired on June 15th, 2022 after 25 plus years of helping people use and experience the web? Is it Internet Explorer? Is it Mozilla Firefox? Is it Chrome or is it Brave? Let's just see how many people get this right. Ramji, what do you mean 41 hai? Hmm. All right, let's just see. Everyone has voted, so that is really good to see. And 17 people have gotten this right. So, correct answer, guys, is Internet Explorer. Let's just move to the next question now. Again, answer fast to get more points. I have shared the link again in the chat box. Make sure you guys are joining on. So, answer fast to get more points, no doubt. Now, here is the question. Which robot performed the first fully robotic heart surgery in 2018? You have this specific picture and image as a hint, but I don't think it would be a great hint to be honest. Is it A Points, is it Da Vinci, is it Robonaut, is it Pepper, or is it Roomba? Which one is it? Okay. All right, 26 people have already voted. Let's just see. We are waiting for more people. Come on, guys, you have just 15 seconds left. Be quick. Great, guys, great. Let's see how many people get this one right. Okay, guys, so most people, like not most people, but 11 people voted for Robonaut, got the most votes. But the correct answer is Da Vinci, guys. Da Vinci performed the very first robotic heart surgery in 2018. Let's move to the third question. If you've not gotten the questions right till now, that is absolutely fine. Make sure you guys are at least participating to get 10 points. The points are simply for participation. So let's start with this specific question. Here we have the third question. All correct answers give you maximum points. So, what is the average package at AccioJob? So, this is to check your learnings about or check your awareness about AccioJob because this is your second day on ChatGPT Ultimate Frontend Bootcamp. Is it 8.3 LPA? Is it 1.3 LPA? Is it 5.4 LPA? Or is it 6.2 LPA? 27 people have already voted. So that is quick. And we have 30 seconds left, guys. Make sure you are answering this really quickly. Very important. Sure, Anise, I will be sharing with you the Discord link as well. Let me just share with you the Discord link. If you guys have not already joined the Discord community, make sure you're joining in. I had also shared with you the tour of Discord community. We share all the recordings, the notes, the session links on our Discord channel, and we'll also be having late night coding sessions on our Discord community starting from today at 11 o'clock. Make sure you're joining in. You guys can get any coding queries resolved there. Okay, so 22 people got this right. The correct answer is 8.3 lakh per annum, guys. So at AccioJob for full stack web development, 8.3 lakh per annum is the correct, sorry, is the average package that we get. You're welcome, Anis. That is absolutely fine. And here is the final question. We would be moving on very soon. If you guys have not still joined in, make sure you're joining in. I have shared the link once again in the chat box. Just a minute. Okay, we have 30 players ready already with us. Um, I am not able to. Okay, yes, I have shared the link now. Make sure you're clicking on this and participating in this last question, guys. Giving you a countdown till 5 now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we are starting with the last question. Again, All correct answers give you maximum points, and you need to answer fast. Which of the following is the predecessor of ChatGPT? Look at your phone. Is it ChatGPT 0? Is it GPT 2? Is it T5? Or is it ExcelNet? Which one is it? Six, nine people have already voted it. All right. Let's see how many people get this one right. Okay, 18 people have voted. Still waiting for almost half the audience. 23. Okay. Let's just see how many people can we have. Okay, everyone has voted, so that is really good to see. 12 people got this right, and we got almost equal votes for ChatGPT 0 and GPT 2. However, the correct answer is not GPT 0, guys. It's ChatGPT, sorry, not ChatGPT, it is GPT 2. So, guys, the correct answer is GPT 2. It is the predecessor of ChatGPT. So, let's just see who actually won this specific quiz tonight. And then we'll be continuing with building the UI of ChatGPT. Okay, so today Shobhit won. Can we see where Shobhit is? Shobhit, can you comment in the chat box? That would be great. Also, Lenin won yesterday, and Lenin still has acquired second rank today. So, congratulations to Lenin as well, and congratulations to Prosen, and we have Ankita, I believe, and or Nikita. Yes, we have Nikita, we have Agent X9, we have Brand the Broken, Komal, and we have Ivy Sarkar, we have Sebastian and Subash. Congratulations to all the rankers, and also congratulations to everyone who has participated in the first place, guys, because the road to success has a lot of failures. So, what really matters the most? What is the first step to, achieve success is just simply being there, getting involved, doing as much as you can. So kudos to everyone who's participated. Also, can we have congratulations to Shobhit? Okay, Shobhit, that's great to see you here. So congratulations, Shobhit. All right. So guys, did you have fun in this specific Accio Premier League? Did you learn something from this? I hope you guys great bright buddies. Okay, bright buddies is Lenin. I remember from yesterday. Okay. All right, guys. Now we would be moving on to the Chat GPT, session. But before that, I have my favorite question from you guys. What did you learn from today's resume building session? So Om was saying that he's very much ready for the coding part now. But I would like to ask from you guys, like, what did you learn today in the resume building session? Are you really ready for the coding part now? Can I have a few responses in the chat box? Got excited to get one answer right. That is absolutely fine, Shivanath. So that is fine. So even though you did have failures, now you've learned the answers, the correct answers to three questions. So that is progress in itself, right? Okay. So guys, quickly, Shivnath, Ajay, and Ghanshyam, Nikita, Bride Buddies or Lenin, Shobhit, Anis. I am literally scrolling up the chat. And Amsa Achu, Ramji, Tejeshwari, and Ajay, Om, Sahana, Sucheta, Fuzz and Ivy Sarkar, guys, can you let me know what did you learn in today's resume building session, or more like what was your favorite part? What was your favorite learning of today's session, today's resume building session? Okay, we have Prosun as well, and okay, and we have Komal as well. So, guys, quickly, Ayush as well. So, can you let me know what did you learn? So, Bash is saying you came late. Okay. What about the rest of you guys? Absolutely, Nikita. We learn many important tips that we can't know from the college professors ever. So, I kind of do agree. Oh, this is why ultimately we have to upskill ourselves because college is not able to provide us the right kind of skills that we need to get placed, right? So this is why we all are here. This is why AccioJob in itself exists, right? Okay, guys. So, guys, I hope you guys had a very fruitful resume building session. You enjoyed it. So, over to you now, Avi. Let's just let not the time pass by. Let's just make sure that we are being punctual and all of the audience is able to gain from the session. So, adding you to the stream now.
Right. Thank you.
Over to you, Avi, now. So you
So,
can continue building ChatGPT.
all right, cool. So, okay. So, congratulations to I'm so sorry. So I do Shobit. Yes, Shobit. Congratulations to Shobit. And Bright Buddies, like I said, was yesterday's winner. So Shobit, something that I would want from you is yesterday Bright Buddies was there constantly keeping the chats active. And I feel today Bright Buddies, since he is, it's completely fine. Today Bright Buddies can take a little break and not be that active. Whereas Shobit, today I feel it is your responsibility to be very, very active on the chats to keep the morale up. Right? Other people also definitely be active because again, I did see a few familiar faces. I'm really happy to see that Shabhash was there on the leaderboard. Ivy was there on the leaderboard. I think even Nikita was there on the leaderboard. So a lot of you guys who are active, I did see your faces there on the leaderboard. So what do you guys think the relation of that is, right? I think people who are active on the chats are just active on the session, and that means they're doing good, right? So guys, let's be active. I think there is a direct relation to the people who are active, right? So congratulations to everyone and really appreciate you guys being so active. Right. Subhash says, Avi bro, I think I completed your Python Udemy course. Is that you? Subhash, no, I am really sorry. I haven't made a Udemy course yet. But I'm guessing you completed somebody else's uh, Python course whose name was Avi. So good to know that there's some other developer slash teacher named with my name. But cool, good job. All right. So let's continue. And to be honest, rather than continuing, today is the day we are officially starting with our HTML part, right? So that is also something which is very, very important. So, okay, yesterday we did cover the basics of HTML, and were those really the basics? No, they were just the basics of creating your first HTML file and your first CSS file. Today we're going to start with the coding part, and I'm going to tell you all that is there, all the information that is there that you'll be using. Like I said, GPT's UI is not something which is too complicated. So trust me, with the knowledge that you gain today, by tomorrow, by the time tomorrow ends, you guys will be done with building the chat GPT. Right. In fact, today we're going to set up the entire structure for chat GPT, and I'll show you certain tools that I personally like to use while I'm making clones. Right. So without any further ado, let's just get started. Now, something that I will have to do is I will have to quit my VS Code and start it again, and I shall tell you the reason for that later. Anyways, so if you guys remember, we had this live session GPT folder that we had created yesterday. So we need to work on this today, right? So if you guys didn't know, there is this thing called terminal. And if you guys are in Windows command prompt, you guys can open your VS Code and a specific folder using just the terminal. So I'll go to my desktop. Then inside my desktop, these are all CD means change directory. This is something that is not in the course, but I would just want to give you a little glimpse of this because this is pretty cool stuff, right? As soon as I write code dot, my VS Code opens, right? And VS Code opens with these two files, the two files that we are working on, right? Now, yesterday, I told you guys that we will be using this extension called live extension, right? I hope a lot of you guys did download this. This will allow you to quickly run a live server. And what that will mean is your code will be running over here. Now, the reason why this is better than doing that open file thing that we did yesterday is that now if I just change my okay, now if I just change anything over here, so instead of saying congratulations to Bhai Buddies, definitely congratulations to him as well. But today we will say congratulations to uh, Shobit, right? Shobit Gupta. So yes, so congratulations to Shobit Gupta. And something that you see is the moment I wrote congratulations over here, right? That popped up over here. Let's do something. If I cut this again and save this file, notice what happens over here. This goes away, right? But the moment I add it and save my file again, this comes here, right? Isn't that cool? So that is what this live server extension does. It basically creates a server. What is a server? Just a computer with the responsibility. This is throwback to yesterday's lesson. So yesterday we said a server is just a computer who has been given this responsibility of doing something. So what is the responsibility of this particular server? Whenever I save my file, reload this page. That is its responsibility, right? And that's about it. So okay, so something that I want to start off today is with headings and text. Obviously, if you write anything, if I write A, B, C, D, or whatever I write, as soon as I press Control S, right, I see this, right? So all you guys can think already, you guys can guess that if I want to show some text on the screen, I will just directly put that text. But how do I show a heading, right? If you guys think about it, there are various different sizes. Let's say this size, this size, this size, this thing, right? How do I do that? Well, if you have used Notion before, you will know that there are actually 6 headings that Notion supports. Or I think Notion just supports 3. Wow, Notion just supports 3, but HTML supports 6. Anyways, so I'll tell you, there are 6 types of headings in HTML, starting from H1, which is heading 1, right? You open H1, you close H1. Inside this H1, I will say heading 1, right? I misspelled heading, wow. But inside of this, I'll say heading 1, right? Right. So now, as you guys can see, this text is bigger than the text that we have over here. Right. There's a huge difference. Right. Now let's just do something. Instead of after heading 1, we'll have a heading 2 as well. Like I said, there are 6 headings. Right. Heading 2. Heading 2 looks like this. Okay. Let's go ahead with heading 3. Right. And let's see what does heading 3 do. Heading 3 is smaller. Right. So any guesses on what heading 4 will be? Will it be smaller or larger? Definitely smaller, right? So as soon as I do that, heading 4 is smaller. Again, heading 5, right? And by the way, notice something that heading 4 is already smaller than this random text that I've written, right? Congratulations, right? Congratulations, Shobit. Shobit. I think I misspelled Shobit's name. I'm really sorry, Shobit, if I did. Um, there's an H after it. Yes. Right. So something that you need to see that this heading 4 is already smaller than this congratulations message. Right. So not all headings are going to be larger than your text. Right. These are smaller headings. There's a smaller heading than this as well, which is the H5, which is just the heading 5. Right. Which we see over here. And obviously H6 will be smaller as well. And right. H6 will be this, right? And okay, H6 will look like this. So H6 is the smallest, and as you guys can see, we started from the largest to the smallest, H1 to H6, right? So okay, anything else? All right. Now something that you guys need to know is that HTML will never really give you any errors, right? And the reason for that is basically because it is not a like we said yesterday, it's not a programming language, it's a markup language, right? And what that just means is that it's not going to ever break, or whatever you do, it's never going to give an error, right? What did H7 become? H7 just became that normal text that we had, right? Look at this, it's absolutely the same thing, correct? So basically, the entire point of having headings is that obviously different headings, different sizes, so different use cases, right? So this is how you would create headings in HTML. What do you guys think of this? Is this pretty clear? I think this is something which is very simple, right? What do you guys think? Great, good. All right. So now, if headings is clear, there's something else that you need to be aware of, which is the paragraph. So this is a convention that whatever else that you have, so all right, so whatever text you have is going to be a simple paragraph, right? And if I have heading 7 and heading 7 over here, you guys will see it's the same size. So basically, having a p tag and not having a p tag doesn't really create any difference. The only difference is going to be the fact that if I don't have a p tag, my headings will be in the same line. Like this basically becomes the same line, right? But if I have a p tag, they'll be in different lines, and that's about it. All right, that is the only difference. So okay, so this is how you create a paragraph tag in HTML. Then there's something else that we call as a span tag as well. And what span tag allows you to do is it allows you to have right next to each other. So basically, having a span tag or not having it right now means the same thing. At least right now, we will dive deeper into this concept later. But I think this is good to go for now, right? So okay, if you guys are clear with the main textual things that we can put in HTML, we can move ahead, right? This is headings, this is a p tag. These are the only two things that you will need to put your text. So it is always advised that you should have these texts inside of these tags and never open like this, because as you guys can see, having text open like this will create a lot of issues, right? It's just going to be continuous, no matter, even if I put it in the next line, it's going to eventually come over here, right? So now, how do you add a line break? Now that is something that we call as a BR. BR is called a line break, and what that does is it puts you in the next line, right? So even if you someday have a text that you would want for that text to be in the next line, you put BRs in between of them, right? So BR is what will allow you to put the text in the next line, something like this, right? You can have multiple BRs. Having multiple BRs will mean multiple line breaks, as you guys can see, right? So if someday, let's say you have a very big paragraph, let's say you have a paragraph something like, uh, congratulations to everyone for participating in the APL. Right now, let's say this is something which is a very big paragraph, and you would want congratulations to be there on the first line, then comma, and then in the next line to everyone for participating in. So you would put a BR tag so that congratulations is in one line, and to everyone for participating in APL is in the next line. Right? Sounds good. So BR just lets you create a line break, and that's about it. All right. So far so good, guys. Right? How is the coding going so far? I think Om was very excited to start with the coding part. So Om, what do you think? And sir, can we be an iOS developer by using Flutter? Yes, you can be. But sadly, to see your iOS app, you would need an iOS device. That is something which is very wrong from Apple's side. You do need to be a part of the ecosystem to become an iOS developer officially. But you can definitely code apps, and you will be sure that these apps will run in iOS. Right? If you're making an app using Flutter or React Native, it will definitely be working. Right? Yes, Ghanshyam, this is just the basics. Like we said, there are a lot of students from other, non-tech backgrounds who would need proper introduction. Anyways, let's move ahead. Okay, the next topics that we have to cover are, let's see. So we covered paragraphs, span tags, right? Links. Now, how do you create links in HTML? How do I create something where I can click on that, and when you click on that, then you can basically go to some other link, right? So you might have seen certain links like this, uh, or I will actually show it to you guys on Google. So let's say we are Googling something. Let's say we are Googling um, dogs and cats, right? We are Googling this. Now, all of these things, what do you guys think these are? These blue lines. What is this blue line? What happens when I click on these blue lines? Let's talk about that. Ghanshyam says href, Nikita says a tag, but what happens, guys? I want to talk about that. I go to some other page, right? It redirects me. Let's say if I click on this, it will go to this page of Wikipedia, right? So how do we make that happen? Now that is something that we do using the a tag, and the a tag is nothing but it is just an anchor tag, and an anchor tag takes href, and in this href we will have some data, right? So let's say I have click me written on this, right? So when I see this, do you see this click me already there? Now notice something that is in the same line. So what do? I either have a br under this, I either have a BR over here, right? Or I wrap this entire thing in a P tag, or I can wrap my entire ahref in my P tag. So now what is happening? Basically, I have an ahref, and then what do I have is a P tag inside of it. right? So just like the body is having all of these things, I have an anchor tag, and inside the anchor tag, I have a p tag, right? P tag is a paragraph. I can convert this into an H1, and the heading will obviously be larger, right? Then I can have any link over here I want. Href is just the link that you want to put. Hyperlink. Exactly, Ajay. So good job, Ajay. So let me put the link of AccioJob. Right. Let's go to this AccioJobs page, copy this, go to our VS Code, over here, paste this. The moment I paste this and go now, I can basically click on this and it redirects me to AccioJobs homepage. So basically, exactly what Google was doing, we are doing now using an anchor tag, right? Now, using an anchor tag, you can also open sometimes, you might, this is something you might have experienced. Sometimes you click on these links and the links open in a new tab. This right now, if I click on this, this opens in the same tag. But sometimes when you click on those links open in a new tab. So how do you do that? Well, there's this thing called target, and I think you can keep the target as blank, target as underscore blank. If I am not wrong, I will have to see. But when we do this, when I click on this, it should open in a new tab. Yes. So see, these are all different things in HTML, CSS. And how do I know these things? Because I practiced a lot, right? So right now, I know there is a chance that to somebody who is totally not from a non-tech background, this might seem like something, Chinese, Japanese to you, right? And I will not lie, to someone who's a beginner, this does seem like a foreign language. It is a language at the end of the day. It will seem like Chinese, Japanese, or some other language that you probably don't know, right? So how do you change that? By practicing a lot, right? And why do you need to practice? And by practice, I don't mean just go through this video. Code it yourself. Till you write this line, you will not understand how it's working, right? Why do you need to write this line yourself? The reason is, let's say, I don't know if I've given this example to you guys. I do remember the architect example, the story that I gave. So, time for another quick story, right? And this is a story that personally my professor gave to me when I was in my final year at school. So, basically, he said that you can go to YouTube and you can learn how to swim, right? I can right now go to youtube.com or google.com or even ChatGPT for that matter, right? How to swim. I can text ChatGPT or I can go to any search engine and I can just search how to swim, right? It's going to tell me all of the information that I need. And I think everybody watching this live, there are 40 people watching. Everybody trusts ChatGPT. I think we've crossed that stage, right? But does this mean that will I just read this and can I just start swimming? Does that mean I know how to swim now? Right. Similarly, I can ask ChatGPT how to ride a bicycle. I can just text this, and if I write this, it will teach me how to ride a bicycle, right? I can learn how to fly a plane, and it is going to teach me how to fly a plane, right? But does that mean that I will know how to actually do these things, right? No, right? The reason for that is obviously you need to practice, right? So you guys can watch as many YouTube videos as you want to on how to become a developer, how to start HTML, how to learn swimming, how to fly a plane, how to swim, how to ride a bicycle, how to drive, right? Till you sit in the car seat, till you dive into the water, till you sit on that bicycle, you will not learn how to do that. So similarly, till you start coding, you will not learn how to code. You can watch hundreds and hundreds of videos, but till you yourself download VS Code, create this index.html file, and write code, you will not learn it, right? And that is the sad truth of life, right? But that is how the things are. So you generally have to practice, and practicing is the only way. The reason why I can right now teach 40 people, 50 people right in front of you guys live right now is basically because I have done my part of learning and practicing a lot, right? And the best thing about development is that you know how people say that, oh, this person is a born singer or a born dancer or they are just a born artist. There are certain skills that generally people can learn as there's something that comes naturally, right? Like again, a lot of people are born singers, born dancers, born painters, born artists, right? Have you ever heard that, oh, that person is a born developer? Mark Zuckerberg is a born developer. No, right? Nobody, no child who is born learns this skill, right? Nobody really learns this automatically. This is something each and every developer in this world has watched some videos, has watch some tutorials, has practice, and that is the only way that they know development. There is no natural developer in this world. There are only skilled developers. There are only people who have given hours. If you give more hours than me, you will be better than me. Generally, if you today start giving more hours, there will be a time where you might be better than me or better than actually people at Accio or people at companies like Facebook, Google. Right? It's all about giving in more hours and working harder, and that's about it. Right? Anyways, so story time is finished. Let's continue. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. Right? Do let me know if it was insightful, if this made sense, if I was able to give some value to you guys. Right? One of my favorite stories to tell, but okay. Let's continue. Right. I'll just wait for 2 seconds for your responses. And right. Everybody seems to be quiet. Did you guys sleep during my story time or is everyone up? There seems to be no interaction in the chats. Nikita, Ivy, Ajay, Shobit, where is the winner of APL? And oh, thank you, Ishita. That's very nice of you. But all right. Ganjam says no. Sana says no. That's nice. All right. Okay. So let's continue with order lists. So what are lists and how do we make lists in HTML? So obviously everybody knows what a list is, right? Let's say it's a list of items. So let me Google something which has a list. Okay. You guys remember visiting that top 10 do's and don'ts for resumes? What do you guys think this is? Would you call this a list? This is something as we call as an unordered list. There are ordered lists as well. What is this? This is what we call as an ordered list. So an ordered list is a list which has numbers. An unordered list has bullets, right? So how do we create them? It is very, very simple. There's a list tag or li is a list item. Okay, so my bad. So you can create lists two ways. You can have an unordered lists, which is a UL, and an ordered lists is an OL, right? UL is unordered list, and then you can have a list item, which is LI. So I can say something like, let's go back to our bootcamp, and I can have something like, hi, list item one, right? We have this, then we have list item two, and we have list item three. Right? As you guys can see, this is an unordered list. Why is it unordered? Because it has bullets, whereas an ordered list will have numbers, right? So list item 1 to 3 is with 1 dot, 2 dot, and 3 dot. Right. So this is it. The syntax is very simple. OL means ordered list. UL means unordered list. LI stands for list item. So obviously all of these things have short forms like UL, LI, A is an anchor tag, P is a para tag, H1 is a heading one tag, right? So all of these are very, very important. I myself blanked out. I was about to write list over here, then I realized LI is a list item. But all right, see, these things happen. Correct. So, okay, this is how you create a list. I will not really talk a lot about lists because in ChatGPT, I don't think so. We are using lists anywhere. So, yeah, we are good to go. All right, no lists needed for ChatGPT. So, the next topic that we should cover is I think list was the last one that I had over here and forms. Okay, form is something which is very, very important. And Ivy says, I'm writing by your side my laptop in VS Code, but everything I press enter to make anything is making double. Like HTML, I press enter is doubling, like it's showing HTML. HTML. That is I would say that is a tool. I think you have enabled certain extension. By default, it shouldn't happen, but that just makes the development faster. So don't worry. VS Code, I guess, make sure that whenever you start an opening tag, let's say tag, and you close it, it will automatically close it as well. All right. So don't worry about it. It's a good thing since you are having an opening tag and a closing tag. Now you can write anything in between, right? Om Gopal says my server is not going live. Om Gopal, did you install this extension? I will again show you guys that extension. Live server is the extension that you guys need. This is the extension that you need, and it will come over here, and then you just need to click on go live, and it will go live. There might be certain things that it requires, so there might be a process, but yeah, do go through it. All right. So now let's continue with forms, and I'll tell you what a form is. Right. So when you guys visit Google, right, you get this particular input box. Tell me what you guys think is the difference between this part and this. When I click on this, I get a search option. When I click on this, I can type something. But can I type something anywhere on the screen? Can I just type something over here in this blank area? Can I type something over here? Can I type something over here? Not really, right? The only places where I can type is over here and over here, right? So what does that mean? That basically means that there are certain elements that you can make which will allow you to interact with the user. You can make buttons, you can make icons, you can click on certain things, right? How do we do that? We do those using form elements. Those elements which can allow you to interact are a part of a form. So you create a form tag and then you can have just an input. Now, the moment I put an input field over here, look at what happens. Where did my input go? Oh, I think I have gone live on a different server now. This is the server. So this is my input field, right? So the moment I have this input tag, and by the way, you don't need a form tag for input tags, but it's just something that people do. But don't worry about it, right? Input over here, if you look at it, you can just keep type anything that you want to, right? So directly, right off the bat, as soon as you write input, you will be able to type whatever you want, right? Now there are various types of input, right? If you guys think about it, there is this type input of password, right? Let's say if you're typing a password, does it show without this? I'll show you guys the difference between this and without this. So by default, the input is text. And what that means is, I'll have to put a BR tag. Okay, so tell me the difference between this and this. So 123 and 123. What do you guys think is the password input field? Right now, Meghna, this is just an introduction for everyone to have a look at. These are the elements that we'll be using to create ChatGPT. So don't worry, it's completely fine that you joined right now. You can rewatch these videos definitely, right? Anyways, so guys, what do you guys think? We have over here 123, and we have this. Both I've written 123, right? Password is hidden exactly. So by default, every input that you create is of the type text. Then there are inputs with the type password. We can create more inputs. There are inputs with the type of file or with the type of date. Let's do this. Have you guys seen this one? Whenever you're filling for a passport form or if you're booking a ticket or if you're signing up, date of birth, this is the form that opens up. And then you select a date, something like this, right? So this is not something that people have to code. This is something that, browsers provide automatically, right? So anyways, so this is the input type of date. Then there is an input type of number. Number is also there. In numbers, the best part is that there is this up and down button, right? So you can click on this and select a number. You can even click on this and just try to writing alphabets. I don't know if you guys can hear my keyboard. I'm trying to write ABCD, but it's not letting me. But the moment I start writing numbers, it works, right? So this is the input type of numbers. Then we have more input types. Definitely there are more. There's an input type of file, and what that does is I can click on this and I can choose a file, right? I can choose any file that I want to. So there is an input type of file. Uh, then there is another input type. Um, what else? I can show you button. Okay. So there's an input type of submit, and that becomes a button. So this becomes a button, by the way, input type submit. Or to create a button, you can create a button directly also. And how do you do that? You do that by writing button, and then you can say me. So now this becomes a button, right? Which I can click. Now, the best part about this is the fact that I can wrap this button with an anchor tag, right? Nesting is allowed in HTML. What is nesting? Having parents, then the parents can have children, the children can have some children, right? Stuff like that. And what that means is that you can have an ahref, which can be something like https://www.acciojob.com, or I can have www.youtube youtube.com/@AccioJob. This is the link to our YouTube channel. And if I press If I click on this button now, it will take me to AccioJob's YouTube channel. Right, I think I misspelled something. Yeah, my bad. This will take me to AccioJob's YouTube channel. No, it did not. Hmm, that is strange. Slash. This is the link. How is this link not working? Did I misspell something? No, it's the same link. Now it's working. Never mind. Now it's working. Great. Cool. So just like that, you can have this. Ghansham is asking radio buttons. Ajay is asking what is a radio button. So all right, I'll show you guys that as well. So a radio button is just another type of input field, and that input field. So okay, I'll tell you. There are certain input fields like um, radio, right? And what a radio button does is, I think I can write something like input. Hello. Right, and then I can click on this. So this is what a radio button is. You can select it and unselect it. So you can have multiple radio buttons, and what that will mean is radio buttons are for single select, right? So that means that I can select this, right? Um, hmm, I would have to wrap it inside. Okay, just a second. Let's look at the syntax for radio buttons. So, by the way, if you guys didn't know, HTML3, W3 Schools is the website that everyone refers for uh, making or learning about HTML. And that is basically for because of this reason. They have all the code that is needed, and you can just see this. So, this is what a radio button is. If you look over here, you will see input type radio. Label is basically the heading. So, you guys see how we have given a heading to every input. So, this is the label, this is the heading, this is the label, this is the heading. So, input label, input, label, input, label, right? And that is what it is. That's about it, right? So this is a radio button. There is multiple choice also. There is checkbox in HTML, and checkbox is multiple correct. So unlike a radio button, you can multiple select checkboxes. Like I can select all of them, right? Whereas when we went to radio, you could not multiple select radio. You could not, I can only select HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. I cannot select all. Just I can select one. Whereas over here, I can select all of these. So now I have a bike, I have a car, and I have a boat. Right? Pretty cool. Okay, so that is what an input radio button is. Something that I would definitely recommend you guys to do is just go over here and start HTML tutorial from W3 schools and go one by one. It will teach you a lot of things. There are these exercises which it makes you do. So definitely go for that and definitely take quizzes, start learning about HTML, keep clicking on next. And this is genuinely topic by topic covering each and everything that is needed in HTML and CSS. Start with HTML, then do CSS. There are a lot of other tutorials as well, right? If you guys click on it, there is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, there is backend, there is web building, there is data analytics. So they have a lot of free resources, which I will definitely say that you guys should try. All right. Anyways, definitely it's not a teacher teaching you, but it's just text. But this will definitely help you as it consists of all the topics that you need to know, right? And I think if you just do this tutorial, you can definitely, learn a lot. All right. So we will not shy away from asking you to not use the web to learn. Please do use web. It is a resource that we learned from. We want you to learn from it as well. All right. Anyways, so we are done with the part where we talk about HTML elements. Do let me know if this is good to go. And can I talk about a little about CSS? And then we can start with the structure. So let's take a 2 minute break and be active on the chats. Tell me if I did justice to all of these points. These are just the things that you'll be needing to create ChatGPT, and that's about it. There are a lot of other things, but this is it. I feel this will be good enough for this particular series, right? Rasool says good to go. Shivanand says good to go. Where is Shobit? Shobit, you still here? Om says, I have the live server problem. Om, it's completely fine if your live server is not working. I showed you guys the other way, which was clicking on Control O or clicking on opening a file and open a file using Chrome. So what you can even do is go to your folder, all right, go to index.html. Over here, click on open with and open with Google Chrome. And when you open it with Google Chrome, it will open the same. There's no difference between this and this. All right. Subhash, thank you for asking. Don't worry, I will have my dinner after this session. So another 10-15 minutes and then we'll be done. Don't worry. Okay. So let's quickly talk about CSS because that is something we haven't talked about. Even yesterday we did not. So I'll tell you what CSS is. We talked about how CSS is a way to connect your style sheet or CSS is a way to style your HTML. So I'll just show you quickly how simple it is. You just need to click right over here, link. And what you need to do, you need to write REL unit is a style sheet. That means the link that we are connecting is a style sheet and href. Remember href? So we need to pass a link to this style sheet. So I will just say dot slash styles.css. This way I have connected my styles.css. And how do I know I've connected my styles.css? Very simple. Now I will just quickly blow your mind. I'll just say HTML and I'll say background color black. Everything became black. I will say background color, let's do orange. Or let's ask Shobit, what is your favorite color? I would like to make the web page that color, right? So Shobit, do let us know. And best buddies, if you not best buddies, I think Linen. I forgot. I keep forgetting your name. Um, hmm. Let's see. Bright Buddies. So Bright Buddies, if you're still here, you also tell me the name, the color, what you would want the text to be, and we'll make that happen. So basically, Shobit says black. So all right, Shobit, black. So Linen, tell me the color of the text that you want. Do you want the text to be white, red, blue? Blue. Cool. So have a look at this. So the background color is black because we said the entire HTML, right? The entire HTML page is having a background color of black and the color of blue. Uh, yeah, this color means text color, background dash color means background dash color, and that is it. That is how simple it is to style HTML. I can give the same styling to my body tag, right? And I can just say there's no change in terms of the UI, but now my entire body has the color of black and background color of black and the color of blue. Sucheta says green apple. So let's try this. This is the color, Sucheta. So we have light green, green yellow, I guess is what this color is called. But see, we can even make that. So whatever color combinations you want, we can definitely do that, right? There's a lot more things that you can change. There is this concept in CSS called padding, right? And what is the padding? Just look at this. I'll say something like 50 pixels. Do you see how this padding has been given? So I'll just show you guys what padding means. Padding is this. Do you guys see this green area? Do you guys see this green area? This green border? Yes, Shabbash. Padding is actually the inside space, Shabbash. So we are giving a padding to our body. So the padding is the inside space, right? So look at this. This is the padding. This is my body. This is the padding, technically, and this is the margin. This is the border. We haven't given a margin. Yes. So I can reduce this padding. I can make this something like 10 pixels. I can make this something like 100 pixels, 1000 pixels. Obviously, 1000 puts it out of the screen, but right. So we can use something like this, correct? And by default, the body of HTML has been given a margin of 8 pixels. So what I can do is I can even say margin of 8 pixels over here and do this. And I can get rid of my padding. So now everything is aligned to the very edge, right? I can give this and now it will become edge to edge, right? So margin is outer space, padding is inside space. Let me just explain this to you guys. Margin is this, padding is this. Let me give a border. So I can give a border to my body. I can say 1 pixels solid and let's do red. Right. So what will this do? This will basically give a border to my HTML. Now have a look at this. This is what I was talking about. So margin is the outside space. Do you see if I increase this? Margin is the outside the border. The border is the exact box that I have. Margin is outside it, and padding is inside of it. Right? So if I decrease the padding, this is what happens. If I increase the padding, so padding is the inside space, and border is obviously the border of the entire box, and then margin is the outside space. Right? Does this make sense? You guys, so far, what do you guys think? Does this making is this making sense? And by the way, there is this convention called pixels that I'm using. So pixels, obviously everyone knows what pixel means. One pixel is very small, two pixels is a little bigger, right? If I make my border 50 pixels, have a look at what happens. Not at all something which looks nice, right? 5 pixels is still fine. 1, 2 pixels looks good, right? I can even give something like border radius, and what that will do is it will make my border curved. So if I have a look at the edges of my borders now. All right, have a look at this. If I say border radius 10 pixels, this is how it looks. 20, this is how it looks. 30, this is how it looks. If I keep it 1 pixel, this is how it looks. Right? So I can make the border really, really large. Let's say I can make the border radius something like this, and look at what happens. Right? Completely like a circle. Right? So all of these things are things which are very, very cool in CSS. I can even create something very nice. So let's try to create a box. So let me create a box over here. Sorry, why did I call it a box? A div is what a box is in HTML. We talked about this yesterday. So I'm just getting rid of all the styling, and I'll just tell you what a div is. Now I want to style this particular div. So I'll give this a class, and I'll call this class as box. And let me have something like hello. Right? So this is what a div looks like. But now we will style it. So how do I style a particular element? What will I do? I will copy this class name. I'll go over here. I'll say dot box. And what will I do? Let me give this a background color. The background color will be black. Right? Text color, let's keep it light green. I think yellow green. That was a very good combination suggested by Sucheta, I believe. Right? Have a look at how it looks. Right? What I will do is I will give this a width. Let me give this a width of 200 pixels. Right? Let me give this a height of 200 pixels. And now it is officially a square. Right? A div is a container. Good job, Shobit. So now this is a square. Now what do I need to do with this square? I can create it. I can add a border radius. This is how it's going to look. So this is now a curved square. Right? I can give this a margin of 50 pixels, and that will make shift it over here, right? So I can keep on doing things like this. Let's see what happens when I keep on increasing the border radius. If I make it 100, it already became a circle. I shouldn't have increased it that much. I'm so sorry, guys. Very anticlimactic, but okay. Also, let me just get rid of all of these. Okay, so have a look at this. So if I keep on increasing my border radius from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60, have a look at what is happening. Right? Slowly and slowly, it is becoming a circle. Right? When will it be a perfect circle? At 100 pixels. Why? Because what is the width of this 200? Right? So we have 200 as the entire width. If I technically round this by 100 pixels and I round this side by 100 pixels, this entire thing will become a circle. Right? So basically, the usual convention is you say 50% to the border radius and it becomes a circle. And that's about it. So if you want to make a circle in HTML, just say 50% radius, border radius. Now, what will happen if my height increases? This is how it will look, right? If I have this, this is how it will look. So at the end of the day, you need to understand that for a circle, you need to have the same width and height. Obviously, the radius of the circle, right? It needs to be the same from the center, right? So same width and height, and that's how you make a circle in HTML, right? And just like you made a circle, you can make a lot of shapes. Like you can even make a, let me show you how to make a diamond quickly. So this is how it is looking, right? Let's change this into a diamond. So not this way, just a second. Let's see. Hmm. Let's let it be 200 pixels only. And what you can do it, you can say this transform, and you can rotate this, and let's rotate this by 90 degrees. Not 90, 45 degrees. So what basically is a diamond? It's just a rotated square, right? And that's about it. Maybe if I increase the width by a little, no, not the best. Hmm. Something like this. I hope you guys are understanding, right? Just like this, it is now diamond, right? We just rotated this div, correct? And that's about it. So there are a lot of tips and tricks for HTML and CSS, and just using HTML and CSS, you guys can create any kind of UI that you want to. Tomorrow, we shall start with the ChatGPT UI and make all of this. As you guys can already see, what is this? This is just a div with a border and with a little border radius, right? What is this? A square with a little border radius, right? What is this thing? This is just some text, p tag. What is this? This is smaller than the p tag, so maybe an h4, right? What is this? This is a bigger heading, maybe an h1, right? What is this thing? It has a border. What is this? This is an input field. What is this thing? Maybe an h6, the smallest kind of your font, right? So as you guys can already see, what is this? This is just a div which has a smaller font size and it has a yellow background, right? And a golden color, right? So we will be creating this, and you guys can already imagine how simple it must be to create this, right? With just 10 minutes of CSS knowledge that I've given you guys. So tomorrow we'll talk about CSS a little, and then within an hour and max to max an hour and a half, we will be done with this entire ChatGPT bootcamp, right? So how was day two, guys? Do let me know. And I know I rushed a little towards the end because obviously we had less time. But don't worry, we will definitely cover up tomorrow, and we will definitely make our ChatGPT. We'll start making a ChatGPT tomorrow. And something that someone out of the chat said that I should push all of this code. So I shall use GitHub and create a new repository quickly. And using this repository, chat GPT clone, right? I'll just create this repository and I'll just add this repository in my Notion so that you guys are able to quickly see the code as well, right? So I will not really go through what GitHub is, but GitHub is just a place where you guys can see all of the code that I'm writing. I will share that link to you guys, okay? So don't worry about that. All right. So I'll be sharing this link with you guys, and you guys can quickly have a look at the index.html code that I've written, right? You guys can quickly have a look at the styles of CSS code that I've written and everything that we've covered. Let me add this in the Notion link, and this will be at the very top so that you guys don't have to really, you know, find this anywhere else. GitHub repo over here, right? So I've attached the link. Just click on this link. It will be public. Just have a look at the code that I've written, right? Again, as for the Notion link, it will be shared to you guys on Discord. I'm sharing it again in the chats, and that's about it. Cool. So I hope you guys learned something through this live session today, right? I hope I was able to provide some value to you guys. We started off by talking about resumes and what are things you need to add in your resumes. And the second part was about creating your first few HTML elements and styling them, right? So we will talk about all of those things tomorrow, Sujata. Don't worry, right? Today, just go through this doc, go through W3 schools. I suggested you guys this w3schools.com and have a look at all the different things, the tutorials they have to offer, right? And definitely take some rest. You guys have been here with me for the last 2 hours. Definitely take some rest, have fun, and all right. So the assignment has been attached already. So you guys have to finish this assignment, and this is a fairly simple assignment. I have personally gone through it. It's very, very simple. You guys will be able to solve it. It's nothing too complicated. It is mandatory. Do fill it. You guys will get points, and I think these points will also get accumulated, right? So good luck, everyone. I will not be helping you guys with this assignment. It's a takeaway assignment. Solve it, fill the forms, and let's meet tomorrow. Right. So if you guys have any doubts, let me know. The assignment has been shared again. The link is with you guys, right? This chat is always going to be there, so you guys can come back and have a look at the link. Again, do let me know if the assignment link is working. It is working for me, and it should be working for you guys as well. So, right. Okay. So, everyone good to go? All right. So, Pride Buddies, bye bye. Have a good night. And shout out to Shobit as well for winning today's APL, Bride Buddies for winning yesterday's. Let's see who wins tomorrow's APL. And yeah, definitely let's meet tomorrow. And thank you guys for being such a great audience, for being so active, for listening to whatever I have to say, and yeah, being amazing. So let's meet tomorrow. Till then, have a good day and good night, everyone. So yeah, let's meet tomorrow. Thank you.